Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Monica. I like to post anti-MLM, so that's anti-multi-level marketing, life, and some true crime content here on this channel. So if any of that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around. In today's video, I am bringing you anti-MLM content, so of course, just as a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only and just my opinions. I have spoken about the MLM company Vasayo very briefly in the past, and if I remember, I will leave that video linked in the description box below. But if you've been here for a bit, you might remember the MLM rep who was saying that the Vasayo CBD oil along with heartworm medication for dogs is what cured, I forget if it was her cancer or her husband's cancer. But yes, this rep was going around making these kinds of health claims, so pretty problematic if you ask me. If you're unfamiliar with Vasayo, of course, as I said, it's an MLM company, so it's a multi-level marketing company. And on the Vasayo website, there is a Our Mission portion, and they talk about how they believe in this technology and other advanced delivery systems to optimize health and wellness by delivering maximum nutrition to the human body, along with believing that by empowering people to change their physical, emotional, and financial health, we empower them to change the world. Then there's a portion that talks about abundance and how it's a powerful mindset, breeds gratitude, it's joyful, believes in better, nurtures happiness. Abundance is motivating, inspiring, and hopeful. For passionate people who seek abundance in life, we create products that promote wellness, enhance beauty, and support daily renewal. Then we share our products through a global family of brand partners, aka MLM reps. So you have a little bit of an idea of their mission, or I guess you can kind of consider that a mission statement. But they do sell health and wellness supplements, beauty products, and CBD. Because we used to have our own CBD store, I've looked at these particular products before, and first of all, they are highly overpriced for the milligram dosage you're actually getting, and there's no lab testing. To put the pricing into perspective, let's use one of their products as an example, the CBD1 oil, and I believe this is the same exact one that I went over in my last video that I made with a Vasayo rep in it. But once you calculate the milligram dosage and doses, one bottle contains a total of 195 milligrams of CBD. From my understanding, the price of $139.95 is for 2 bottles. So that's a total of 390 milligrams, and judging by the doses, this is supposed to be a 30-day supply. But our lowest CBD oil that we had was a 500 milligram because that was the best starting point with CBD for adults, and our 30-day supply of a 500 milligram was $54.99. So yeah, it's a bit overpriced, Vasayo. Plus, we did have our lab testing to show all of our customers who came into the store. Let's take a look at the sorry excuse of an income disclosure statement that this company has. There is a portion of this where it says that in order to receive team bonuses, you have to have a PV of 80, and this can include customer sales or your own purchases, which unfortunately that encourages inventory loading, and I already did an entire video dedicated to inventory loading, what it is, why it's bad, etc. I also really cannot stand that Vasayo calls their reps independent business owners just like Amway does, because you and I are not the same. These reps are independent contractors at best, not real business owners. But they do give the pricing for the enrollment kit, which is $29.95. But if you look at the portion where it says, what are my potential earnings? Earnings are neither limited nor guaranteed. You are an independent business owner, which means you set up your own schedule and choose your own hours. As with any business, your personal results are dependent on your engagement and abilities, aka your ability to recruit into this, in my opinion, product-based pyramid scheme. Based on industry standards, around 60% of brand partners earn commissions by promoting and selling products to customers. Brand partners who qualify for team commissions and other incentives do so to varying degrees depending on their levels of engagement. It is projected that the number of brand partners earning team commissions is significantly lower than those who earn retail commissions. It is also projected that 1% of top earners achieve their top earnings sometime between 3 and 6 years into their brand partnership. So as you can see, that income disclosure looks nothing like a lot of these other income disclosure statements that we have looked into. There are a few that just have a little bit of verbiage and that's their entire income disclosure statement, but I want to see the data. I want to see how many people from each rank are within the company. Is it that like they said, the top 1% earners, but is it that people are really losing money at the bottom of the pyramid but in order for the people at the top to make a ton of money? As you can see with that income disclosure statement, it's not 100% useless, but it's like 99.9% useless because again, there's no data. But I'm going to scooch over because we're going to start reacting to some posts by a rep that was sent to me. And of course, I'm going to leave the person anonymous who sent this to me. The first post is so tone deaf. When I saw this, I couldn't believe it. We're going to read the post and we're going to read a few different comments, but it says, I see a new disease affecting the workforce. It's called stimulitis. Some comments read, this is from the rep, don't fall for it. Those of you still hustling, way to freaking go. Another comment, my coworker says they've been stimulated, laughing until crying emoji. Another person, it's insane. No one wants to work. The following comment, yes, it's gotten bad. Then there were 0 Ubers and Lyfts available at 3:30 p.m. in the blank area on Thursday, 0. Excuse me, miss, but did you not know that a lot of people lost their jobs and they cannot get a new one? Or there are people who lost their livelihoods, for example, their real small business because of the pandemic. Like, this is so tone deaf. It doesn't mean, stimulus checks don't mean that people don't want to work. People want to work. I mean, of course, there's some people who I'm sure are okay with not working, but there are others who I know who have been out of work and they're desperately looking for a job and they cannot find one. So this is disgusting, first of all. Second of all, these stimulus checks are not to just help people who need to be able to put food on the table or pay their rent so they don't get evicted, but it's also to stimulate the economy. I can't. There's another post we're gonna go over though, and that is one of her talking about, it says, I have a chance to go to Africa in May to see the impact my company's 100 water wells have had on the community. I should go, right? She does talk about the trip, so she is going to go. But I want to talk about this portion of what Vasayo does and the nonprofit and all of that. As I've said numerous times, no matter the company structure, MLM or not, just because a company donates or has their own foundation doesn't automatically make them a better company. There are companies out there who do this just to be able to write it off at the end of the year and to look good in society's eyes, while others are genuinely doing this out of the goodness of their own heart. Now that I've bitched and complained about some of the posts and some things that I just don't agree with this MLM company and this MLM rep, let's watch this video. And she talks about how, thanks to the MLM, she's able to do X, Y, and Z. She's also able to stay in fancy Airbnbs. I will give it to her. This Airbnb looks freaking phenomenal and it's really beautiful, because she does give a tour. I'm not going to show that on camera because it has nothing to do with the MLM portion of it. It's just her showing it. But I will give it to her. It's absolutely beautiful. But let's get into what she has to say.
Hello, friends. Let's see who's on today. I am joining y'all. So I tried to go live yesterday from this super cute Airbnb and it wouldn't let me. And so I'm trying again and sharing y'all this super cute house. So I'm going to wait for a minute. So one of the cool things, and I love this, and if this is you, I love, love, love it. I love it when y'all reach out to me and are like, I love it when you share your travels and share your hikes. And I love getting to share that with y'all. I know not everybody gets to travel and get out in the world as much as I do. And so it makes me happy that it makes some of y'all happy that you get to live vicariously through me. So I am going to give you.
AKA, this is also another way for her to show people the lifestyle and how if you join my team, she's going about it a little bit differently, because she's not automatically saying like, oh, this is thanks to my MLM. She eventually kind of goes into the MLM, but she starts off by saying people are living vicariously through her because not everyone is able to travel. But she's trying to make it seem like the reason why she's able to travel is because of her MLM. So it's just another way of kind of planting that seed in whoever is watching the video or watching her. Maybe they see a lot of her posts and they're interested. So it's just a way to plant that seed.
I'm going to give y'all a tour of this super fabulous Airbnb. I'm in Texas right now. I have a really great team here, and so we've been gathering and training and all that kind of stuff. And just because Texas is wide open again, if you're not somewhere that's wide open, I'm sorry. Texas is great. We'll love you. You should move here. Okay, maybe not, because we're getting packed up with people moving to Texas. Okay, so I
love how she brought up that Texas is wide open, because plenty of people are not happy about that due to something called the pandemic. But yeah, so that's something that I just wanted to mention. Another reason why I wanted to pause it is because I just noticed that sometimes a blurring tool comes off of her face. So if you see her Vasayo logo on top of her face, that is why.
I actually wanted to share y'all. So a few weeks ago, I shared about how I was thinking about going to Africa with my company. And I didn't officially announce it, but I am going to Africa. So a little bit of backstory on that. Our company is about 4 years old, but our founder's been in the industry for over 30 years. So when he came out of retirement, he was like, look, we already know that we can make a health impact and we know we can make a financial impact. It's got to be bigger than that. We've got to do something way bigger than that. And I actually think he does that in two different levels. But the way that's really measurable is Africa. We've drilled over 100 wells. I think the estimate is that we've brought water to about 300,000 children. And we say children because we drill them near schools and stuff like that. So huge impact. And it's like it's a bucket list trip for me. Obviously, we're flying into, like, we're gonna be right next to Kilimanjaro. We're going to Tanzania, Africa. And we're getting to actually drill another well and do the documentary, and it's the most beautiful, amazing thing, and I'm super excited. Now, the really cool part, I want you to share two big things. Number one, y'all, my mom's best friend is going with me. If you're from, I don't know if I get to shout her name out, and you're gonna see her pictures. Is going with me to Africa, y'all. Was my second grade teacher when I was a kid, and she was also one of my mother's dearest friends. And so I vacationed with her a lot, and her and my mom used to vacation together all the time. They went to Ireland and they went to Scotland, and so it's always been a dream of mine to travel with her. I actually want to go to the places that she went with my mom. They totally are the kind of, if you've met my mom or they're not scared to take a wrong turn, make a new friend, and just that's the kind of travel that I love too. And so I'm excited that I get to share this with her. And I also know I'm going to get it's going to feel like a little bit of my mom's there too, to have with me. So, and that was a big, my mom's one of the most humanitarian people you've ever met. And so just really cool. Now, the other really cool thing about the Africa trip, I'm having to pay for my flight. And although they've made it really affordable for us to go, it's still an expense, right? So here's the cool thing. Y'all know I do direct sales, network marketing.
So are you doing this out of the goodness of your own heart? But she's already talking about how it's an expense. So is she thinking about writing this off at the end of the year due to it being a foundation and things like that. I don't know how that works because I'm not an accountant. I have someone do my taxes for me. So I don't know how any of that works when it comes to something like this, like going to Africa to donate your time and volunteer and stuff like that. But of course, there's a documentary that's going to be made. But she talks about this really great foundation and going to help and things like that. And then she shifts it right into MLM and direct sales and all that stuff. So let's hear what she has to say about her MLM life.
Social retail, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what your preconceived notions are about it. It literally saved my life in a million different directions. And I live the life of my dreams because I just got over whatever preconceived notions people had about it. And I, went and built something that now y'all see me petting chickens or staying in really fancy Airbnbs. And, I'm not special. I didn't do anything special. I just followed the directions and had a lot of belief that I could find a way that would get me out of the old way of doing.
She says how she just followed the directions. Well, what about the countless others who just followed the directions and still didn't make it because the MLM structure is set up for you to not make it? It's set up for a very small percentage of people to get to the tippy top. And it is set up for a lot of people to lose money or make little to no money. So what about those people? And this whole lifestyle thing, I've made so many videos on this. I've reacted to so many reps about this. It's not about selling the product. It's about selling the lifestyle so you can get people to sign up underneath you because, oh, you guys just watch me pet chickens and stuff like that and stay in fancy Airbnbs thanks to my MLM. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to pet chickens all day too, but the reason why I show these kinds of videos, especially the ones that are talking about the lifestyle, is to show you that it's all just a facade. The product is irrelevant, really. The product's irrelevant. It's all about selling the lifestyle, the dream. And a lot of people, myself included, fall for it. And then a lot of people get indoctrinated into these MLM companies and they're in them, or they MLM hop. They go from MLM to MLM to MLM because, oh, maybe this MLM will be different. I know a lot of people have opinions about MLM reps that go from MLM to MLM. But I will say I watched a really great interview on Savvy Writes Books, if you don't know that channel. I watched a really great interview, and if I remember, I will link it below. If not, Savvy, if you watch this, please leave it in the comments if I forget, or call me out for not putting it in the description box. But if I remember, I'll link it. In there, Savvy interviewed an ex-MLM rep who was in the double digits of MLMs, and how they bounced around from even the same MLMs. They would quit and then they would come back to it. They would quit again. They would come back to it. And in that video, it shows just how easy it is for someone to get caught up in these things, and that it's not that they're dumb, because I've seen people say that, oh, they're just dumb. No, they're not dumb. You're not dumb if you join an MLM company. And I'm not saying that because I joined one. But you're not dumb if you join one. You're pitched the dream and this lifestyle and being able to pay off debt. For me, it was I wanted to be able to pay off debt. That's what it was for me. And then with Beachbody, I genuinely wanted to help people who were in the same situation that I was way back in the day. But of course, then I found out I was literally working myself to the bone for negative money. I wasn't even making minimum wage. But I've rambled. Let's get back to it.
The old way of doing things. And I think I always knew, like, I'm not the only one, I'm sure, that, like, you just know that there's something that you can do that really matches your purpose. And, when I had my flooring company, I just got to the point where I was like, that was kind of gross of me to, like, rub my nose. I'm sorry. I got to the point that I just was like, I surely want to make a bigger impact than this. And and then losing my mom, I didn't want to be rooted, I realized that I had didn't really have the freedom that I thought I would have with entrepreneurship. Anyways, all that to say, here's where we're at. I started network.
But you don't have freedom with an MLM company. There's another future video that I'm going to be going over, and it really goes to show that you don't have time freedom with these companies. You don't. You simply don't. You have to be constantly recruiting people. You have to be constantly, if you're focusing on the product, which the majority of the time is not the case, but if you are focusing on the product and you are trying to sell the product, then that takes time too. If you listen to any of these videos on YouTube of why I left this MLM, I made a video like that too. But if you watch any other ones, everyone in there says no matter how far they got up that structure, no matter how far they got up or how high they got, you guys know what I mean, that it was very time consuming and that there was no such thing as time freedom. And I used to think that the reps all the way at the top, that they have it easy because they have the giant team. But then I started thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? But they still have to actively recruit people, because these MLMs, they're a revolving door, and it's never a good sign. It's never a good sign when you even, this was something that, little life 101. If you're looking for a job, please always look at the reviews. And I've gone on Glassdoor. If there is a revolving door, that is a bad sign. That is a very bad sign. But with these MLMs, there's people leaving every single day. There was one Arbonne rep that I reacted to last year, and she said in her video, she admitted that her entire team now is not the same as her entire team 15 years ago. That it's like a completely different team. So that just goes to show you that, is this really a good opportunity if you have a revolving door, if you constantly have people leaving? And what if at the end of the month you have a rep who, or maybe even 2, 3, that leave your team? You're not going to make rank. That one rep might be the reason why you won't make rank, and you're going to drop in rank. So you don't have time freedom. You really don't.
I started network marketing with Young Living, essential oil company, on accident. I just wanted the products for myself, and because you can share with them, and that means that you can get your products for free. Who doesn't want their products for free? Sure. I naturally just shared with people. They'd come in my house and be like, what is that? That smells really good. Anyways, that's how I got started on this path, really naturally. And then I started paying attention, realized there were girls in there that were tithing $50,000 a month. And I was like, what? Fast forward. No, I don't want to sling any mud, but for me, it wasn't the right fit for me to do to go into all in. That wasn't the right company, or I didn't want to be a product pusher, to be honest with you. I didn't want to constantly have to tell people they need to use this and this and this. I want things to speak for themselves, and if they bless you and you want to use them, great. Anyways, y'all, so I started with that company, and I worked really like part-time, but I really gave it a lot. I loved the business model. I loved sharing with people. I loved meeting with people. I loved being a solution to people. And I did it for about 9 months. Y'all, this is in 2017, like January of 2017. For 9 months, I built that business. And then Hurricane Harvey happened, and I had to completely put it down and work on my flooring company and give that my 100%. And I had to do that for 4 or 5 months. And then by then, I didn't pay. I realized I wanted to go looking for a different company, to be honest. I wanted to look for something different. Anyway, so I built that business for 9 months. How many years? I don't know. Somebody do the math for me. How many years ago is that? So 2017, 3 years, 4, whatever. A lot of years ago. And I didn't pick it back up. I still love the people who place orders, and, there are people that I introduced to that company that still order, and they're my friends, and I still order from that company. Well, needless to say, I still get commissions from the work that I did during that 9-month window over 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. And I let that money sit in an account, and When Africa happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I bet I have money in that account. And y'all, I hopped over there and I have $3,000 in commissions from a business I do not work anymore actively. Y'all, that's crazy. Is that you should be doing something.
To any of my ex Young Living reps who might be watching this, let me know if that's possible, because I didn't look into that before I made this video, but let me know if that's possible to still receive commissions even though you're not active, because I haven't looked at Young Living's comp plan in a really long time. But in most of these MLM companies, in order to receive, like if you have a team, for example, which I think in her case, she's talking about how she's only getting it through retail sales. I'm not sure. But for most of these companies, you still have to be active in order to receive those commissions. So maybe she's still ordering herself and that maybe she is active. I don't know. But any Young Living reps out there or ex Young Living reps, let me know. I'd be curious to hear how it actually works.
Something that funds a dream of yours 3 or 4 years from now. Like, I had no idea that's what it would be. I had no idea that it would play out like that in my life. And I'm a huge fan. Like, one of my dearest friends, she's a stay-at-home mom. And I was like, girl, you got to get into network marketing. I get it if health is not your thing. If that's not what you want to talk about, totally fine. Great. I introduced her to my friend that does a makeup line that I love. And so she is a artist with that company, with that girl, and has a mentor. The short story is get a mentor, get a shortcut, get somebody, like especially women, y'all know women are my jam, empowering women. Don't hesitate to reach out to somebody and say, hey, I've been watching you and that thing you've been doing, honestly, I'm intimidated, I'm scared, and I have 100 fears associated with it, but I'm curious. Let's talk, right? And just reach out to somebody, do something. Y'all, direct sales, network marketing, online sales, everybody's spending their money online. You want to be a part of that. And so I just wanted you to see what that looks like. Obviously, fast forward, I still order from that company. I don't equip builders there. I don't train there. I train with the company I'm with now, Vasayo, and I love, love, love it. And we had a great meeting and great team gathering here and the whole world's opened back up. And yeah. Which means I get to show you this really cute house. So the cool thing about this house, and I started saying this yesterday.
All right, gonna stop it there because this is when she does like a full tour of the house. So she did clarify towards the end there that what's going on with the MLM company. So you guys let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of Vasayo, what this rep said, some of the other posts that she had. The stimulitis thing really, really bothered me. I don't know why, but that really bothered me. And just the fact that so many of these MLM companies, they talk about giving back to the community and they talk about helping and nonprofits and foundations and all of this. But just because a company, and this is MLM or not MLM, this is literally any company out there. Just because a company gives back to the community or has their own foundation or donates to charities and things like that, just because they do that does not make them a good company. It really, truly doesn't. Because not only that, but there are some charities out there that are a little questionable. And there are some nonprofits out there, a little questionable. I'm looking at you, PETA. But anyway, so that's something that I think, and I know I repeat myself in every single video when I talk about foundations and MLM companies and just any company in general. But I feel like I need to constantly reiterate that because so many people think that, oh, well, they donate to this cause. Well, did you research that cause? Did you research the charity that they're donating to? Did you research the company? Like, how much do they give away? Are they only giving away 1% of proceeds from sales? Because if that's the case, that's ridiculous. But you need to look into all of these other things. Just because a company says, oh yeah, I donate to the X, Y, and Z, it doesn't make them a good company. And sometimes some of these nonprofits are their own. And if you just look at some of them, they might be fronts for something else, allegedly, in my opinion. So that's just what I had for you guys today. And yeah, don't let these MLM reps fool you with these lavish luxury lifestyles, these being able to travel, because that's just another part of the facade. That's all that it is. It's just a pretty picture that they paint for people to sign up under them. And oh, I just remembered something that she said in the video, how she didn't want to be a product pusher. Well, when you're a distributor for a company, you have to talk about the products. You have to sell the products. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to be on a live every single day for 5 hours talking about how these products are so great, because you're never going to make a sale that way, because everyone's going to be really annoyed and probably block you or put you on mute or snooze or whatever. But you need to sell the products, because if you're not selling the products in an MLM company, but you're making money within the MLM company, the FTC probably needs to get involved, because it's probably a pyramid scheme and not a legal MLM company. And just because something's legal does not make it ethical, because MLM companies, while some of them are walking a very fine line, others are 100% legal and they are abiding by the guidelines and stuff, but it doesn't make them ethical. It doesn't. I rambled enough today. So anyway, for the 15th millionth time, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time. And this is Monica reporting to you live from a highway. Bye.